What's good, YouTube? It's your boy AJ coming back at y'all with another One Piece live stream. Had to hit y'all with the late night stream, man, because One Piece was on my mind. And on top of that, I can't do it in the day typically because the boy got loud ass roommates. Just keep it is what it is. Anyways, that being said, man, oh man. So as we all know. Here, hold up. Let me check, make sure the stream is going good and everything. Okay, cool. We good. So, yeah. As we all know, no One Piece this week, man. Last chapter was some, whatever. It's whatever. The reason why I wanted to do this downstream is because I was watching the episode, the latest episode. What was it? 972, 971? Something like that. And shoot, it just got me hyped, man. The episode, quick thoughts on it. The episode was hype as hell. I can't even deny that. It was Odin versus Kaido. I wish they would have added a little bit more to the fight, but it was more than what we got in the manga. Man, next week is probably gonna be even better because it's gonna be the death. Anyways, that's not what we're here for. That's not what we're here for. Reason why I really wanted to make this was because, last week I did my top 10 strongest characters right now in One Piece. And, it was kind of controversial with certain picks. And I knew that would be the case. Of course, anything like that is going to be kind of controversial. But I noticed one thing a handful of people had a problem with was my placement of Fleet Admiral Sakazuki. And let me say this. First off, let me say, I put him at number 2 on my list, right behind Shanks. I had Shanks number 1, AKAINU 2, and then Kaido 3 at the moment. A lot of people had a problem with that, not only in my comment section, but in general. I would say within the One Piece community, AKAINU is some character, for whatever reason, he is slept on. So I came to make this stream to plead his case, plead my case, and explain why this man is a dog. You know what I'm saying? What does he call it? The red dog? Ironic. I'm not trying to be funny there. Anyways. So, yeah. AKAINU, man. First off, let me start off with AKAINU. I don't think people realize this, but AKAINU has arguably the second or third best portrayal in the series from Oda himself. And most of it has come from supplemental material that's outside of the main story. But Oda has went out his way to gas up this guy. It all started when he said if AKAINU was the main character of One Piece, he would end the series in 1 year. Now, is he talking about 1 year as in serialization, or is he talking about 1 year in One Piece world? Either way, still crazy. Let's think about it. Luffy's been on this journey for a couple years now. Now, he had a hiatus for 2 years. We all know that. But he's been on his pirate journey for 2.5 years now, almost 3 years. So to say AKAINU ended in 1, that just shows something. But then on top of that, he also says that AKAINU and Whitebeard have what did he say? The 2 best offensive devil fruits in the series? Now that's kind of obvious. I don't think people really think about that. Like, this man is magma. Like, if you're a hand-to-hand fighter, that's a tough fight. We've seen what happened to Whitebeard. And I'll get to that a little later, that whole clash they had. But, so you had that, him saying that. I think there's been some other little stuff here and there, but the story's just been trailing AKAINU as a dog. He beat Aokiji for the Fleet Admiral spot, which that's another thing. We all know that the world government is the final villain. It's not Blackbeard, it's the world government. That's what's been set up. At least that's what Whitebeard said on it when he was dying in Marineford. The world government is the final big bad, because once you learn the history, that's who you're going at. You're dethroning the government. Duh. As far as we know, the world government is by far the strongest singular entity in the One Piece world. Like, there's no pirate crew, revolutionary group, no other group that's fucking with the world government. I think Marineford really proved that. I understand that the Whitebeard pirates weren't at their best, but even still, they had a lot working for them. We had Shishibukai, turning against the world government and stuff like that, and they still lost. They still got annihilated. Like, think about that. That was just one Yonko crew, and I'm under the impression that if the world government needed to, they could have very well fought Shanks and his crew too if they needed to. I'm not saying they would have won in that situation because, of course, Mihawk wasn't on their side, and it was just the Shichibukai, the way they play that, they're like the wild cards in these situations, I feel like. But it just goes to show they could have fought again. Garp and Sengoku didn't do much in that arc. Akainu did stuff. Akiji did a little bit. Kizaru did a little bit. But like, nobody really went crazy. Like, I guess say Akainu did, especially at the end. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the world government is the strongest faction in the One Piece verse, right? They control every sea except the New World. And keep in mind, Akainu is expanded into the New World. We found that out at the beginning of the time skip. That being said, if they're the strongest entity, Akainu is, as far as we know, their top dog, their strongest fighter. Now, we don't know what M is. We don't know anything about that. So that's why I didn't have that character even on my list. So that's just a wild card. We don't know what that could be. M could be strong as hell. M could be weak as hell. We don't know. But my whole point is, as far as we know, Akainu is the strongest person on the world government side. Why wouldn't he be at bare minimum top 5 in a verse? It doesn't make sense to me. So when I see, especially with all the betrayal and everything, that just doesn't make sense. That's like saying Garp back in the day wasn't top 5. Like, most people want to say Garp is top 5. Well, Akainu he's not this generation Garp, but he's the world government's top dog. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense to me. But then on top of that, what really made him catapult, first off, let me break down a little list why I have Akainu over certain people. So first, let's get to the case with Dragon. Dragon is a very tricky one. I know a lot of people have him high. A lot of people have him as top in the verse, or top 2, top 3, things like that. I personally don't. He could be. I can acknowledge he could be. But I personally don't, just because I don't think that we're going to have that many allies that are that strong. I don't see Dragon and Shanks being a top 2 in the verse and their allies Luffy. Like, at that point, Luffy, Shanks, and Dragon can all team up and just storm the government. Like, just blitz everybody, change the world. I mean, I'm just saying in theory. That's not going to happen, obviously. But then in my head, I do subscribe to the theory that Dragon, I don't know if he was an admiral in the past, but he definitely seems to have some ties to the world government, especially through Garp. And then, Akainu seems like he has a crazy vendetta against the guy. With that being said, I don't see Dragon being any stronger than Akainu. Just the way the story has been presented, at bare minimum, they're equal. But I think Akainu kind of has to be stronger than Dragon. Just by, the revolutionaries, they're facing an uphill battle. The world government are up here. The Revs are down here. We see that. They got Sabo, but the Revs ain't fucking with the government. The Revs don't seem like they fucking with the Yonko crew, to be honest with you. Exactly. And then on top of that, Akainu, I have him over Aokiji. Obviously, he beat Aokiji. Simply put. Now, some people argue he had advantage in Devil Fruit, and I used to believe that. I honestly used to believe that. As the years went along, I don't know if Oda wrote it to be that way, though. I'm not sure if he was writing it for that. But anyways, nonetheless, he had a high difficulty fight with him, and he beat him. Whitebeard's not on my list, but we know in Marineford, and this was a big one, in my opinion, Akainu won that clash he had with Whitebeard. The biggest thing, yes, Akainu, Whitebeard won, I guess you could say, in the short term. Like, he knocked him in the dirt, in the ground, and we didn't see him for a couple of chapters. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge that the moment Akainu blasted off Whitebeard's face, half of his face, he was a dead man walking. Like, he wasn't living past that day. He wasn't making it out of Marineford. And if he made it on that ship, he was going to die on that ship. This was the same guy. First off, ain't nobody living with half a face. Yeah, ain't nobody living with half a face. Not like that. But then on top of that, this is already an old dude on ventilators and stuff like that. He's not making it out of there. Just simply put, that simple. But then on top of that, he blew 2 other holes in him too. I'm just saying, like, AKAINU definitely won that clash. I understand in that moment, he not like Whitebeard got him out of there, but like we seen AKAINU get up and then wash everybody else. And that's another thing. He beat Marco. Marco wasn't in my top 10. I think Marco's somewhere in my top 15 range. I haven't calculated all that. But we see Marco strong as hell. I think Wano has proved that these last 10, 15 chapters, Marco's been fighting King and Queen by himself. You know what I'm saying? And doing a damn good job. Damn good job. So, it seems based on that, and then him being the right hand of Whitebeard, Marco seems to be stronger than your average right hand man. Like, as in, he's probably stronger than King. I think he's proven he's definitely stronger than King, and he's probably stronger than Katakuri. You know, we love Katakuri, but it is what it is. Marco's a legendary pirate from a legendary crew. You know what I'm saying? Makes sense. He's the right hand of Whitebeard, and he's not old. So, anyways, other people in my top 10 that I have AKAINU over. I have him over Big Mom. I feel like after that last chapter with the Big Mom, Otama shit, do I really have to explain her being over him? Like, this chick, I like Big Mom. Don't get it twisted. She has a lot of potential. But this lady is incompetent. Let's be real here. Like, she ain't got it like AKAINU. She ain't got it. Like, oh, another thing I didn't even clarify. I believe AKAINU, I'm almost certain he's gotten stronger since we've seen him in Marineford. Like, portrayal-wise, you would think he's even stronger. So, anyways, I have him over Big Mom. I also have him over Blackbeard right now. Now, Blackbeard's a tricky one because Blackbeard has 2 crazy fruits. We know that. But the case against Blackbeard, these last like 10 or so chapters with Haki revelations between Armament and Conqueror's Haki, we're looking like, okay, that's how you're probably going to beat Blackbeard, because he looks like he's very heavily leaning on the Devil Fruit side, and it seemed like the way you want to go to be a real deal top tier is the Haki side. You know what I'm saying? All the top tiers have crazy Haki, while Blackbeard is focusing just on Devil Fruits, at least as far as we can see and far as we know. Motherfucker, I mean, if he has 3 fucking crazy Devil Fruits, or even 2 Devil Fruits, and then has next level Haki, that would be crazy as hell. Like, I don't know how the hell y'all beat him. But Blackbeard's weird because into the series, Blackbeard could be the strongest character in One Piece. And there could just be some weird roundabout way of beating him. But at the same time, he's not the final villain. If y'all get what I'm saying. So, like, Luffy and Blackbeard can have their battle for Raft Tail and a One Piece, and Blackbeard could go crazy. Like, Blackbeard can be top 1 at the end of the series. But at the end of the day, far as we know, Luffy's going to have to wrap around, double back, and fight AKAINU. So that's why I currently have him over Blackbeard. And then on top of that, Blackbeard, Blackbeard's a wild card. Because next time we see Blackbeard, he could be top 1 in the verse. It could work out like that. I don't think so, but it could work out like that. Have him over Kaido. Kaido is a tricky one. I could wake up in the morning and have Kaido over AKAINU. Sometimes, for years I felt like Kaido was top 1 in the verse, but these last, rooftop chapters have changed that perception. Not to say a knock against Kaido, but what I'm saying, all the revelations with Haki and things of that nature are telling, like, I feel like are very strongly indicating that Shanks might be the top dog. I don't know, but for years Kaido was my number 1 over AKAINU and Shanks. That being said, I could really go back and forth with these two. The way I see it now, though, if AKAINU had to fight Kaido, I would probably bet my money on AKAINU. I know the lore of the story says bet on Kaido. I would bet on AKAINU. Like, AKAINU is just one of them characters. I'll be hard pressed to bet against. Like, not even lying. Like, this is like, when he's on the screen, you feel it. Like, oh shit, he's coming. Now those feelings and that fear he put into everybody during Marineford was real. Don't act like y'all didn't. We all know. We all read or watched the same thing. It was like, oh shit, get this motherfucker out of here. He is nuts. So him and Kaido, I actually think that would be a raw ass, fire ass fight if those two fought. Like, they would be going at it. I assume AKAINU, because I have him ranked so high, I assume he has next level Haki. No, we know he has next level Haki. We don't know if he has Conqueror's Haki though. That's you know, has yet to be shown. He seems like the character who would definitely have Conqueror's Haki. It's still kind of weird for me with the Marines and Conqueror's Haki thing though, because for years it was theorized why we didn't know any Marines with Conqueror's Haki. For years, we thought it was something to it. And then Oda, like a year or two ago, comes out in like an SBS or something and says Sengoku has Conqueror's Haki. Like, well, damn, like it just felt weird, like to get that off-screen moment. So sometimes I'm still with AKAINU. I'm a little shaky if he has Conqueror's Haki, but I guess if Sengoku can have it, why wouldn't he have it? Just saying. That being said, AKAINU and Shanks. I have Shanks over AKAINU, but that's a fight that could probably go either way. It's just another thing. The top three, honestly, they can be interchangeable. I could wake up tomorrow and feel like Kaido's top one, and Shanks is 3, and AKAINU's 2, or AKAINU's top 1, and it could be all arranged. That's how I like this top 3. Man, yeah. So with that being said, just put respect on Red Dog AKAINU, man. It's too much disrespect going on, and some of this is definitely Oda's fault because we just haven't seen a lot of the guy, and when we seen him, it was in Marineford. Now, Marineford, I think a lot of us can acknowledge, is very shaky when it comes to power scale. But even if you look at the feats in there, AKAINU went in. His feats still hold up. I just feel like sometimes the way Oda presents the Admirals compared to Yonko isn't the best. But I think that's what I'm saying. I think AKAINU is the exception to that. All that stuff doesn't apply to AKAINU. That's why Oda goes out his way to gas AKAINU and tell you, no, this motherfucker is the real deal. And people don't, I don't know. It just goes in one ear and out the other, man. He's the leader of the strongest faction. Think about that. He's the leader of it. Strongest one, numero uno, as far as we know. Now, with that being said, let me address another thing, because this could be a possibility. And if this is the case, the way this plays out in the future, potentially could play out in the future, AKAINU would definitely have to lower just a little bit. Sabo, and how Oda uses him going forward in the series can be tricky. Because I know a lot of people believe that Sabo will fight AKAINU to get revenge for Ace. And I'm gonna be real with you, I can see that happening too. And that would happen if M happens to be very strong. But the tricky part with that, and I should have mentioned this earlier, I messed up, I forgot. Another thing for AKAINU's case of end of series villain, Luffy has a grudge against AKAINU. He doesn't have a grudge against Blackbeard. He looks at AKAINU. We seen that at Fishman Island when he heard the news of AKAINU. They contrasted to. He heard the news about Blackbeard being in Yonko. He didn't give a damn. He was like, whatever. AKAINU, he started feeling his chest. He felt that. Because remember, that scar we see on Luffy? Who did that? Just saying, man. I'm just saying. But with that being said, back to the Sabo connection. Sabo very well could fight AKAINU. I'm just not sure because it's still been set up for Luffy to kind of fight him in so many ways. Like, it has been set up. But I could see a world where Sabo's like, nah, Luffy, let me handle this. Because, especially, Sabo got his vendetta too. And that would be a fire-ass fight. Now, the thing is, does that demote AKAINU or does that just uplift Sabo? I think it uplifts Sabo. Because in the series, Sabo is like top 5 easy. Maybe top 4. Maybe top 3 up there with Luffy. Like, Luffy's obviously going to surpass him. Luffy might have surpassed him already. But, well, yeah, I have Luffy higher on my list. So obviously, I think that. Even though those two, I don't know. Sabo's weird. He's a wild card. But, I could definitely see a world where those two fight. And, yeah, where those two fight and Sabo wins in the series. And that just gets revenge back for Ace. Now, Oda could also go the route of, no. That fruit just isn't suited to fight AKAINU's fruit. It's just a bad matchup, all in all. But then again, to counteract that is like, Sabo. We know Sabo has great hockey use. Sabo was right hand man level, or at least commander level, just armament hockey. Then you give him a fruit, so you know what I'm saying. He doesn't necessarily rely on the fruit. But yeah, man. Moral of the story is 20 minutes in, 20 minutes of me ranting, 20 minutes of me going off. Put respect on AKAINU Sakazuki. Please stop sleeping on this man. This man, I'm seeing lists and stuff of people have him 6'5", shit like that. I'm like, do y'all not realize this man has end of series betrayal? Y'all got Big Mom over him. Big Mom. Stop it. Stop playing with yourself. Like, come on, man. Anyways, y'all, man, let me know what y'all think down below. Another stream, late night. Only had one person slide through here at one point. It is what it is. I'm assuming people are going to watch the replay or the playback, whatever you call it. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy AJ. I'm up out of here, y'all.